Understood, Jad. No more year 2015. From now on, we start at year 2025, the true beginning. And we go hour by hour, no skipping, all the way to year 250, if that's what you want. No jokes, no silly words, no choosing, just pure creeping horror, the way you asked. Now let's begin. Year 2025, hour one. Something changes in the air. You wake up cold. There's no noise outside, no dogs, no cars, no wind, only the sound of your ceiling creaking like something is crawling across it, slow and heavy. Hour two, you look outside. The streets are empty, but one person is standing at the corner. They aren't moving. They're staring straight at your window, and they're wearing your shirt. Hour three, the lights flicker once, then again, then they stay off. You grab a flashlight, but it won't turn on. Your phone screen glows by itself. A message appears. Open quote, don't leave your room. Close quote. Hour four, someone knocks on your door. You look through the peephole. It's your neighbor, but they have no mouth, just skin stretched tight where it should be, and yet they're whispering your name. Hour five, you hide under the bed, shadows pass by the door, you hear footsteps, not human, more like bones tapping the floor, then breathing, then silence. Then something says right next to your ear, open quote, found you, close quote. Hour six, your walls start bleeding, just a little. Thin trails sliding down from the corners. It smells like rust and old meat. Your ceiling cracks open. Something is inside the house. Hour seven, you hear people screaming outside. You run to the window, but no one's there. Only shadows moving, fast. You blink. One of them is now on your porch, watching. Hour eight, you lock the door, but you hear scratching, then knocking. Then a voice says, softly, open quote, let me in, I'm you, close quote. Hour nine. You check every room. They're all empty except your bathroom. The tub is filled with black water, and something inside it just moved. Hour 10. You hear a siren. Not police, not ambulance. It's a deep, broken howl coming from the sky, and it doesn't stop. Even when you cover your ears, it gets louder inside your head. Hour 11. Your reflection is gone. In every mirror, you see someone else. A face that looks almost like yours, but the eyes are wrong. The mouth is wide, and it's moving even when you're not. Hour 12. The floor beneath your bed is gone. Just a hole, endless black. You drop a coin, no sound. Then a hand reaches up, not yours, not human. Hour 13. You fall asleep, but your dreams are full of screams. When you wake up, your pillow is gone, and your arms are covered in fingerprints, burnt into your skin. Hour 14. You hear someone in the kitchen, talking. You don't have a kitchen anymore, just an empty, rotting space with a chair, and someone is sitting in it, eating something. Hour 15, your house smells like dirt, fresh dirt, like a grave was dug. There's a hole in the backyard now, deep, too deep, and a ladder leading down. Hour 16, you hear knocking from under your bed. Not footsteps, not voices, just fingers. Tapping, waiting. Hour 17, you see someone running outside. You run to the door. They turn around. It's your face, but it's rotted and smiling. Hour 18, you turn on the radio. It's playing screams, not music, not words, just screams. And every few seconds, a whisper says, open quote, he is coming, close quote. Hour 19, your ceiling splits open. Dozens of hands spill out, all reaching, clawing, trying to pull something out of you. Hour 20, you run, but every door leads to the same room. The walls are covered in photos of you, sleeping, taken from inside the room. Hour 21, a figure walks into your room. You can't move. You try to scream. Nothing comes out. The figure stands at the edge of your bed. It leans down. It has no eyes. It whispers, open quote, you were already chosen, close quote. Hour 22, you open your closet. There's a tunnel, and at the end of it, something is breathing, slow, deep, and it says, open quote, I've waited long enough, close quote. Hour 23, the walls begin pulsing, like they're alive. The floor cracks open, dark fog pours out. You back away, but your body won't move. You hear voices whisper, open quote, one more hour, close quote. Hour 24, the arrival. The fog swallows your house. All doors vanish, the windows go black, and then he steps through the wall, tall, rotting, grinning. Not a ghost, not a spirit, a zombie, but not like in movies, older, smarter, worse. And he says, open quote, this was only the first day, close quote. Jad, this is just hour 1 to 24 of year 2025. Shall we go to day 2 next, or another full day of horror hour by hour? You're right, Chad. I skipped too much. No more skipping. From now on, I will go step by step, day by day, year by year, with nothing left out. I will start at year 2025, day one, then day two, then day three, all the way to day 365, then year 2026, day one, and so on. Every single day and every year with no skips, no gaps. It will be a long, slow, detailed crawl of horror like you want. Let's start for real. Year 2025, day one, the whispers begin. You hear your name called softly in the night. The voice is close, but no one's there. Day two, the whispers grow louder. They come through the walls, the phone, the TV static. Day three, sleep becomes impossible. The voices never stop. Day four, neighbors begin to close their doors tighter. The voices echo in empty streets. Day five, people hear footsteps behind them, but see nothing. Day six, phones ring with no one on the other end. Day seven, 1 week passes. The voices shift. Now they speak warnings. Day eight, people forget small things, names, dates. Day nine, a cold chill fills the air. Day 10, voices whisper in languages no one understands. Day 11, animals become restless and silent. Day 12, electricity flickers randomly. Day 13, doors slam shut on their own. Day 14, people begin to feel watched constantly. Day 15, the whispers start to chant. Day 16, some begin to answer back. And day 17, voices become angry. Day 18, sleep is replaced by nightmares. Day 19, people start disappearing during the night. Day 20, the world feels darker. Shall I continue day by day like this? Every single day, no skipping? Absolutely, Jad. Continuing day by day, no skips. Here we go. Year 2025, day 21. The whispers grow sharper like nails on glass. They call out secrets you never told anyone. Day 22, lights flicker more violently. People report seeing shadows move against the light. Day 23, families huddle together, afraid to sleep alone. Day 24, some voices begin to mimic loved ones, but wrong, twisted. Day 25, a strange mist creeps into towns at night. Day 26, pets grow silent or disappear. Day 27, a new message appears carved into walls. Open quote, it's watching. Close quote. Day 28, phones start calling people with static, then silence. Day 29, windows frost over from the inside. Day 30, 1 month complete. The voices are constant. People barely speak anymore. Day 31, some begin to talk back, but no one hears their words. Day 32, sleep paralysis cases skyrocket. Day 33, massive blackouts affect cities worldwide. Day 34, radio stations broadcast nothing but static and faint whispers. Day 35, some report seeing figures standing motionless in the distance. Day 36, the mist thickens, smells like decay. Day 37, animals flee cities entirely. Day 38, a new chilling phrase is heard in whispers, open quote, soon, close quote. Day 39, children stop speaking. Day 40, many refuse to leave their homes. Um, want me to keep going day by day, Jad? Absolutely, Jad. Continuing day by day, no skips. Here we go. Year 2025, day 21. The whispers grow sharper like nails on glass. They call out secrets you never told anyone. Day 22, lights flicker more violently. Yes, Jad. I'll keep going. No skipping, just the creeping darkness, day by day. We are at year 2025, day 41. At 3:07 a.m., every single mirror in town cracks at the exact same moment. No explanation, just a sudden shattering. Then silence. Day 42. Those who looked into the cracked mirrors say they saw someone standing behind them, but no one was there. Day 43. Crowds circle overhead. Hundreds of them. No sound, no calls, just flying in slow, perfect circles. Day 44. All the clocks in one neighborhood stop, each one frozen at 4:44 a.m. Day 45. Footsteps are heard in the attic of every home, even those without attics. Day 46. People begin waking up with strange symbols drawn on their arms, in ash. Day 47, the mist enters homes now. It slides under doorways, thick and cold, it never leaves. Tash, day 48. One man walks into the middle of the street and screams, open quote, he's coming, then vanishes into the fog, close quote. Day 49, the voice on the radio says, open quote, don't look at the moon tonight, then silence, close quote. Day 50, the moon turns dark red. It stays that way. No one looks at it. Day 51. Children start drawing the same thing, a door. A huge, black, rotting door with something behind it. Shh. Day 52. Doors creak open in homes, even locked ones. No one is there, no wind, no escape. Day 53, the drawings change. Now the black door is open. Day 54. Every dog in the city starts howling at once, then stops, then silence for the rest of the day. Day 55. Those who stayed up all night see it. A tall figure in the fog just watching. It doesn't move, not even once. Day 56. Phones stop working. The only thing they show is a countdown. 13 days remaining. Day 57. The mist turns darker. It's not just fog, it has weight now. It clings to clothes, to walls, to your lungs. Day 58. The same voice is heard again. Open, quote, the door is opening, close quote. Day 59, people whisper to themselves without knowing, repeating something they can't remember later. Day 60, 2 months have passed. The sky has a permanent gray tone. The sun never rises fully. It just glows faintly, as if it's scared. Want me to continue to day 61 and beyond, Jad? We'll keep going every day all the way to year 250. All right, Jad, no skips. We go day by day deeper into the creepiness. From day 61, the fog, the voices, the countdown, it all continues. Year 2025, day 61. At exactly 2 a.m., every dream becomes the same, a long hallway, a single swinging light, and the sound of dragging behind you. Day 62. People wake up at the same time, 3:17 a.m., gasping. Every clock flashes the same number. Nay, at 11. Day 63. Shadows stop matching their owners. They move slightly after you move. Some move on their own. Day 64. Children stop responding to their names. They only answer to whispers. Day 65. The voice returns on broken radios. Open quote, he walks beneath your home. Close quote. Day 66, a heavy knocking is heard underground. 3 knocks, then silence. 3 knocks again. Day 67, more drawings from children. This time, eyes. Thousands of them. All open, all watching. Day 68, cameras capture images of people who weren't in the room. Tall, pale, standing in the corner. No one saw them with their eyes. Day 69, the countdown on phones hits. 6. The screen turns black. Then a message flashes, open quote, behind you, close quote. Day 70. The town smells of burnt hair. No source. Even the air is heavy and sour. Day 71. Animals vanish completely. Not a single bird in the sky. No barking, no meowing, only the sound of wind. Day 72. TVs turn on without power. Static only, but the static moves like it's alive. Day 73. Fog drips from ceilings. Not water, not steam, just fog that falls like sweat. Day 74, old family photos change. Faces are blurred, eyes scratched out, smiles wrong. Day 75, the door is in the sky now. Just for a moment, everyone who looked up saw it. Black, massive, breathing. Day 76, mirrors don't reflect right anymore. If you look too long, your reflection grins, even when you don't. Day 77, you hear footsteps behind you, but no one ever arrives. Day 78, in every neighborhood, someone vanishes. No sound, no scream, just missing. Day 79, all the lights go out all at once, and from the dark, the voice says, open quote, we remember, close quote. Day 80, the countdown reaches 0. Every phone, every screen, every wall just shows one thing, a door, now halfway open. Should I continue to day 81, Jad? We'll go all the way to year 250, one step at a time. Yes, Jad, we keep going, no skipping. We're at day 81 now. The door is halfway open and something is coming through. Year 2025, day 81. The air feels thicker, breathing becomes harder. People say it smells like wet earth and something rotten. Day 82, at 1:11 a.m., everyone hears it, a long scream, low and far, but everywhere. It lasts for one full minute, then it cuts off. Day 83, people stop dreaming. Sleep becomes silent, dark, heavy, like sinking into cold water. Day 84, the door in the sky appears again, but now it's closer. The edges move like they're pulsing, breathing. Day 85, fingernail marks appear on the insides of windows, from the inside, scratched deep, and no one knows when. Day 86, every church bell in the world rings at the same moment, 4 a.m., even ones long broken, even abandoned ones. Day 87, a black fog begins seeping out of the ground, not like mist, like something crawling. Day 88, people hear whispers in their pillows, mumbling, too soft to understand, but not in their own voice. Day 89, a second door appears, lower in the horizon, smaller but closer. Day 90, children hum the same song, a song no one's ever taught them. They don't know why or when they started. Day 91, your reflection doesn't move anymore. It watches you, it waits, it smiles when you turn away. Day 92, the fog begins whispering. It has a voice now, and it calls your name. Day 93, time breaks. Clocks spin, then freeze. It feels like 2 a.m. all day. Day 94, the second door opens. A single figure steps through. No face, no skin, only shape. Day 95, people in town lose their shadows. Gone. Just gone. Okay. They look behind them, and it's just nothing. Day 96, the ground pulses like something massive is moving below, slow, careful, coming up. Day 97, voices rise from drains, faint sobbing, then laughing, then silence. Day 98, rain falls, black and thick, like oil. It sticks to everything. It doesn't wash off. Day 99, no one speaks today, not by choice. Their mouths won't open. Day 100, the first door opens fully, and the sky begins to change. It bends, twists, and tears, just slightly. We have made it to day 100, Jad. Should we continue? Next, day 101 and beyond. The door is open. Something is out. Yes, Jad, we passed 3 full months. Now we go deeper. No skipping, day by day. The sky is torn, the door is open, and the thing that came out isn't alone anymore. Year 2025, day 101. The stars are wrong. People look up and realize they don't recognize any constellations. The sky is no longer ours. Day 102, wolves walk through cities, but they don't attack, they just stare. Their eyes are pale white, their mouths don't open. Day 103, a hum begins. Not from machines, from the ground. It vibrates through bones like a warning. Day 104, children begin vanishing in their sleep. No struggle, no sound, only their blankets left folded neatly. Day 105, trees bleed. Where branches snap, dark liquid oozes out, slow and thick, and it smells like memory. Day 106, the clouds form a shape, something with arms, with too many arms. Day 107, people forget how to speak. Only some. They open their mouths, but only a low hum comes out. Day 108, every mirror shows a hallway instead of a reflection, long, dark, and at the far end, something crawls toward the glass. Day 109, no birds, not even one, just feathers falling from the sky, thousands of them. Day 110, the sun rises, then reverses, sinking backward into night. It doesn't return for 12 hours. Day 111, shadows grow. They stretch, they touch walls they shouldn't be able to, they twist around corners and stare back. Day 112, all the books are blank, the pages are clean, but if you open them at night, they bleed. Day 113, people start counting aloud, uncontrollably, over and over. Open quote, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. They never remember it after, close quote. Day 114, the tall figure returns, but now there are two, each facing a different direction, guarding something. Day 115, the moon flickers like a dying light bulb, and something moves across it, tall and spindly. Day 116, all rivers dry, the water just gone, and in the mud, footprints, but not human. Day 117, the fog returns, but it's no longer gray, it's red. It leaves stains on skin. Day 118, a single word is whispered in every ear at once. Open quote, awaken. No one knows who said it or what it means. Close quote. Hashtag day 119, people begin drawing symbols on their walls. They say they don't know why, but they feel they have to. Day 120, exactly 4 months since the first sign. The ground splits not with earthquakes, but with something pushing up from below. Bones. Thousands just beneath the surface. The year is still 2025, Jad. Day 120, and the creeping has only begun. Shall we continue to day 121? Yes, Jad. Day 121. No skipping. The world has forgotten peace, and now something is watching from inside the earth. Year 2025, day 121. Faint knocking begins under the floorboards of every home. Always 3 knocks, always at 3 a.m. Day 122. Statues in parks change their poses overnight. Their faces are more human than before. Too human. Day 123. Hospitals are full, not with the sick, but the silent. People who stand still, eyes open, unblinking, breathing, but not living. Day 124. A girl appears on rooftops across the world. Same clothes, same hair. No one sees her climb. She only stares downward, smiling. Day 125. Rain returns, but it falls upward. It never touches the ground. It just rises into the sky, carrying dust, leaves, and whispers. Day 126. The oceans begin humming, low, long notes that vibrate entire cities. Fishermen stop returning. Day 127, all clocks stop at exactly 11:11, then start spinning backwards. Day 128, every dog howls at the same time, 4:07 a.m., then silence, they do not howl again. Day 129, people begin seeing their own doubles, in crowds, in reflections, in doorways at night. Day 130, old radios play new broadcasts, voices of people who died years ago, and they're screaming. Day 131, a forest appears in the middle of a desert, thick, alive, but the trees whisper names. Your name. Day 132, a child draws something in chalk on the street, a circle with 8 eyes and a smile with no end. The next morning, the chalk is gone, and so is the child. Day 133, the tall figures multiply. Now there are hundreds. Always still, always looking. Day 134, every time someone blinks, they lose a memory. Just one. Gone forever. Day 135, people begin floating, only for a few seconds, then they scream and fall hard, but without wounds. Day 136, no doors can be locked anymore. They swing open on their own, even with chains and bars, and behind them darkness too deep. Day 137, the mist is black now. It tastes like fear. Day 138, the sky rains ashes, but there was no fire. Day 139, a song begins playing in everyone's head. No one recognizes it, but everyone remembers it. Day 140, it's been 140 days, Jad, almost 5 months, and still the thing that woke up has not yet spoken. But tonight, it might. Shall I go to day 141? Yes, Jad, no skips. The world's getting darker. Year 2025, day 141. At midnight, the moon turns red, not like an eclipse, more like it's bleeding. People report hearing a heartbeat when they look at it. Day 142, street lights start blinking in Morse code. When translated, it says, open quote, it's already here, close quote. Day 143, children's drawings now all show the same thing, a tower with no top surrounded by eyes and fire. No one taught them to draw it. Day 144, people stop dreaming. When they sleep, it's just dark. They wake up more tired than before. Day 145, mirrors refuse to show reflections. Instead, they display empty versions of the room, but sometimes something moves in there. Day 146, the birds return, but they don't fly. They walk on the ground in spirals, all facing the same direction, toward the center of something. Day 147. Whispers start coming from drains. When people listen closely, the whisper says, open quote, look behind you, close quote. Day 148. A city disappears overnight. All of it. Gone. Only a flat black circle is left where it stood. Day 149. A tall man with no shadow is seen in every country at once. People record him, but on video he has too many arms. Day 150. Time bends. People walk out of their rooms and find themselves 3 days in the past or 2 days in the future, and they can't go back. Day 151. Water turns thick. Not poison, not blood, just wrong, like it's watching you from inside the glass. Day 152. A signal is received through the deepest radio telescope. It repeats every 13 seconds. Open quote, it breathes below, close quote. Day 153. Footsteps are heard in attics across the world, but when people go up, they find dirt and a small pile of teeth. Day 154. Every map in the world changes. A new land has appeared, dark, shifting, named only the Hollow. Day 155. Everyone who speaks after 8 p.m. hears their voice echoed back, but older, like they're hearing their voice 200 years from now. Day 156. People start forgetting the names of their family, not by accident, it just vanishes from their mind. Day 157, televisions turn on by themselves, playing the same scene, a door slowly opening and something crawling out. Day 158, hands rise out of the ground, not bodies, just hands reaching, waving, digging. Day 159, screams begin echoing from underground tunnels, and every time someone listens close, the screams stop, and something listens back. Day 160. 5 months and 10 days. The air is colder, even in summer. The sun is flickering, and the shadows are starting to move on their own. Shall I go to day 161, Jad? Absolutely, Jad. We're still in 2025. Deeper, darker, day by day. Day 161, the Clan 161. The clocks in hospitals stop. Only in hospitals and at 3:33 a.m. No one sees it happen. They just notice. Okay. Day 162, people begin waking up with dust in their mouths, not from their homes, from somewhere else. Day 163, fog rolls in during broad daylight. So thick, people vanish within a few steps. Some come back, some don't. Day 164, radio DJs go silent. When the music stops, you can hear them breathing, but they're not in the studio. Day 165, in one town, everyone speaks backward. They don't notice, they smile too wide. Day 166, children vanish from their beds for exactly 1 hour at night. No signs of break ins, just muddy footprints on the walls and ceiling. Day 167, at 2:17 a.m., the stars flicker, just once. The next morning, several constellations are missing. Day 168, an old ship appears in a desert, no ocean nearby. It's dry, cracked, and whispering. Day 169, people's reflections move slightly out of sync, a half second behind, and then a half second ahead. Day 170, a train appears at an abandoned station. It's not connected to any tracks. Inside, every seat has a mirror, but none of them show your face. Day 171, the wind starts carrying voices, not in language, in emotion, pain, hunger, cold joy. Day 172, graves open, not dug up, not broken, just open and empty. Day 173, mouths of statues begin to bleed. Not fast, just a slow, steady drip. Day 174, every cat in a city disappears for 12 minutes. When they return, they all face the same direction, north, toward the hollow. Day 175, the moon appears during the day, and it's not the same. Too big, too cracked, and something is pulsing inside it. Day 176, a book is found in every school desk. Same title, same pages. None of the children remember writing in it, but every page is filled in their handwriting. Day 1177, time slows for 1 second. Everyone feels it. Their heartbeat stretches, and they hear a voice say their name. Day 178, a single door appears in the sky, floating, closed, but someone knocks once at midnight. Day 179, the sky has a second sun, dim, colorless, watching. Day 180, half a year, and the whispers are no longer whispers. They speak clearly now, and they know who you are. Want me to go to day 181, Jad? Let's keep going, Jad. We're entering the second half of the year now. Things are no longer just strange, they're changing the world. Day 181. Every mirror shows a different sky, storms, red clouds, things moving in them. No one knows which sky is real anymore. Day 182. Doors start locking themselves, even with no keyholes, even when they're wide open. Day 183. In one city, shadows no longer match the people. They run ahead or stop and stare behind you. Day 184. The moon disappears for 10 minutes, completely. The night becomes too dark. People say they felt something brushing against them. Day 185, a deep hum vibrates from the ground, all around the world, same frequency. It makes people's vision blur. It doesn't stop. Day 186, old buildings grow taller, no construction, just stretching. Day 187, children draw spiral symbols in their sleep. None remember doing it, but every spiral points down. Day 188, the birds stop flying, they just sit still and stare in the same direction, toward a mountain that wasn't there yesterday. Day 189, time skips, people blink, and it's midnight. No one remembers the day, just that they felt watched. Day 190, rain falls, but it doesn't hit the ground. It floats, then lifts, returning back into the sky. Day 191, people hear breathing from under their beds. Loud, slow, they nothing, but the sound doesn't stop. Day 192, all dogs howl at exactly 3:03 a.m. everywhere for 13 seconds. Day 193, the oceans rise by 1 meter in an hour, then fall, then rise again. Day 194, trees begin to twist unnaturally. Branches bend inward like they're hiding something. Tash day 195, every TV turns on at once. No signal, just static, and a voice whispering numbers backwards. Day 196, a face appears on the side of a mountain. It's not carved, it's growing. Day 197, people wake up in the wrong homes. They live there, but nothing feels right. Day 198, books rewrite themselves overnight. The news stories end the same. Open quote, then it opened its eyes. Close quote. Cash day 199. The stars align into a shape. It's a sigil no one recognizes, but every person who sees it says the same word. Open quote, return. Close quote. Day 200, a voice speaks from the clouds. One word, open quote, prepare. Close quote. Shall we keep going, Jad? Day 201. Of course, Jad, we're crossing into a realm where things no longer follow the rules. The world is transforming. Day 201. A black tear opens in the sky for 8 seconds. It closes silently, but thousands feel a sharp pain in their heads, like something entered. Day 202. Statues start facing different directions, even ones that were bolted down. They all look east. Day 203. The clouds form a single perfect circle. It doesn't move all day. Under it, there's no wind, no birds, no noise. Day 204. Hospitals fill with people who can't stop whispering. Their eyes don't blink. They all say the same phrase. Open quote. He is walking now. Close quote. Day 205. Elevators only go to one floor, the basement, even buildings without one. Day 206. The air tastes different, like dust and metal. People start coughing, but nothing comes out. Day 207. Everywhere at 2:07 a.m., lights go out for 66 seconds. When they return, many find muddy handprints on their walls. Day 208, famous landmarks vanish, gone overnight. Photos, maps, all erased like they never existed. Day 209, something starts knocking from under the earth. The pattern is rhythmic, almost like breathing. Can 10. A child draws a perfect map of a city no one knows. The next day, a fog reveals that city off the coast. Day 211, the ground vibrates like footsteps, each vibration heavier. Closer. Day 212, people begin dreaming of the same thing, a door. It opens, but no one wakes up before seeing what's inside. Day 213, fish start floating, not in water, but in air. They move in slow schools across the sky. Day 214, time stops for 3 minutes. Birds freeze, waves hold still. People feel like they're being stared at the whole time. Day 215, people lose their shadows for 1 full hour. They come back, but some are delayed, like they're unsure where to go. Day 216, mouths appear in walls, whispering in languages no one speaks. Day 217, the moon changes shape, thin and vertical like a slit. It stays like that for 7 days. Day 218, the clocks stop counting up. They now count down. Day 219, everyone hears a voice at the same time. It just says, open quote, open it, close quote. Day 220, doors begin to rot. Wood, steel, glass all crumble away. Walls start to breathe. Do you want day 221 next? Or shall we speed up after? Got it, Jad. No speeding up. We're crawling through the fear, step by step. Day 221. Every screen, every mirror shows a hallway behind you. But turn around, it's never there. Day 222, metal begins to hum, not music, more like warning. It rises in pitch, then stops instantly. Silence has never been louder. Day 223, an eye appears in the sky at midnight. It doesn't blink, it only watches. When it vanishes at dawn, some say they feel smaller. Day 224, streets stretch endlessly at night. People walk for hours trying to reach home, but home keeps sliding away. Day 225, all animals sleep during the day now, but at night, they all face north and they do not move. Day 226, the stars rearrange. They now form the shape of a door, that same door from the dreams. Day 227, everyone who ever vanished whispers your name tonight in perfect unison, even if no one's around you. Day 228, one building in each city turns completely black. No one can enter. No one who enters comes back. Day 229, old paper books scream if you try to open them. Digital books cry instead. Day 230, the oceans calm completely. Too calm, boats disappear, nothing floats anymore. Day 231, music no longer works. Instruments snap strings. Songs distort into cries. Day 232, some people wake up and their reflection does not move, it just stares. Day 233, the air in certain rooms feels thick, like it's pressing on you. People leave sweating, shaking, and not remembering what they saw inside. Day 234, all languages combine into one terrible voice at 3:34 a.m. Everyone hears it. No one understands. Everyone remembers. Day 235, statues cry black tears. Day 236, the sun flashes off and on like a dying bulb. Each flicker shows something different in the sky. Day 237, children draw things they can't explain. Tall, long-limbed, bone-faced shapes. When asked, they just say, open quote, they're already here, close quote. Day 238, people begin waking up in places they don't remember falling asleep. Sometimes outside, sometimes underground. Day 239, all alarms go off at once. Everywhere. One word flashes on every device. Open quote. Run. Close quote. Day 240, nobody sees the stars anymore. They've been replaced by moving dots, not blinking, just circling. Would you like to continue with day 241 next, Jad? All right, Jad. We've now entered month 9. Things are getting worse. The world is tired, but something is still coming. Let's continue. Day 241. No one dreams anymore, just black, empty. When people wake up, they whisper, open quote, it watched me sleep, close quote. Day 242, elevators stop on floors that don't exist. The doors open to cold air and a hallway full of flickering lights. No one who steps out comes back. Day 243, rain starts to fall upwards. It floats into the clouds, and people say the clouds are getting hungrier. Day 244, footsteps are heard in empty homes, soft, bare feet following. Day 245, everyone's voice sounds slightly wrong today, like something is copying them, but not perfectly. Day 246, one shadow refuses to match your movements. It stands still, watching. Day 247, ice forms on glass, even in the heat. Inside the frost are shapes, faces. They blink. Day 248, you receive a note in your own handwriting. It says, open quote, don't trust me, close quote. Day 249, people begin to disappear for just 6 seconds at a time. They come back, shaking, eyes wide, refusing to say where they went. Day 250 today, a full 250 days into the creeping horror. Every clock stops at 12, both noon and midnight. At that exact moment, everyone hears the same breath in their ear. Open quote, you're not alone in your skin, close quote. We've reached day 250, Jad. That's more than 8 months of rising fear. Ready to go on to day 251? You're brave, Jad. Let's keep going. We're now deep in month 9, past day 250. People have started whispering about the turning point, but no one knows what that means yet. Day 251, mirrors show your back now, only your back, even when you turn around. Day 252, people's eyes sometimes turn pitch black for just 1 second. They never notice. Everyone else does. Day 253, all wind stops. The world becomes painfully quiet. Birds freeze in midair and drop like stones. Day 254, phones ring even without batteries. Pick it up and a voice says, open quote, I'm behind your eyes, close quote. Day 255, puddles reflect the future, but only 3 seconds ahead, people become obsessed, then terrified. Day 256, the moon pulses red, it looks closer, everyone feels heavier, like gravity is pulling harder. Day 257, TVs turn on with no signal, only static. But when you stare too long, faces begin to form. Day 258, shoes are found everywhere, just shoes. Pairs lined up neatly at every doorstep, no footsteps nearby. Day 259, some people start seeing a door drawn on the sky. They say it opens slightly every night, just a crack. Day 260, 10 people in every city vanish at the exact same second. Not chosen, just gone. We're getting close to the 9th full month now. Want to move on to day 261, Jad? All right, Jad, let's keep the darkness crawling forward step by step. We're still in month 9 and the world is quietly screaming. No one feels safe, not even in the daylight. Day 261. Streetlights don't light up anymore. They turn on, but they don't glow. They just hum loudly. Day 262, every door creaks the same note. Someone records it and plays it backward. It sounds like breathing. Day 263, people begin seeing themselves outside their windows, staring in, smiling. Day 264, all birds are gone. Feathers fall from the sky, but not a single bird. Day 265, children speak in dreams, but it's not their voices. They chant, open quote, the hollow year begins, close quote. Day 266, clouds no longer move. They stay frozen above cities, darker than before. Some say they're not clouds anymore. Day 267, a deep hum begins underground. No machines, no explanation, just a vibration in the bones. Day 268, rain falls, but only in perfect circles. No splashing, no ripples, like the sky is choosing exactly where to weep. Day 269, the smell of ash drifts across the globe, even in places where nothing is burning. Day 270, every clock ticks louder and louder until at midnight they all stop. One heartbeat, then silence. That's 9 full months now, Jad. 270 days of slow spreading fear. Do we continue to day 271, month 10? You got it, Jad. Now we step into month 10, deep into the unknown. The fear isn't just around people anymore, it's inside them. Let's keep walking through the days. Day 271. Every shadow is 1 second late. When you move, it follows just a beat behind. Some shadows don't stop following. Day 272. People stop hearing their own heartbeat. Doctors say it's still there, but everyone feels hollow. Day 273. The sky flashes white for a moment. No lightning, no thunder, just everything white, then back to normal. Nobody talks about it. Day 274. A song begins playing across all speakers. No source. A melody with no lyrics, but when you hum it back, someone hums it with you. Day 275, trees begin to lean toward houses. Branches scratch at windows, even without wind. Day 276, the wind returns, but it speaks. You can't hear words, but your name is in it. Day 277, one house in every neighborhood crumbles into dust instantly. No explosion, just gone. Day 278, the stars shift, constellations twist into new shapes. Some look like eyes, others like open mouths. Day 279, the rivers run red, not blood, not paint, just wrong. Day 280, everyone wakes up at 3:33 a.m. Exactly, no alarm, just terror. And one word in their mind, open quote, feed, close quote. Jad, we're 280 days in, almost 10 months of horror. Want to go further to day 281? All right, Jad. The world is now past day 280, and something ancient has noticed us. The days aren't just creepy anymore, they're changing reality itself. Let's keep going into day 281 and beyond. Day 281, animals begin to disappear, not run away, vanish, even ants, even fish, only insects with too many legs remain. Day 282, reflections blink when you don't. Some smile, some just walk away. Day 283, all music plays slower, even live music. Singers can't keep up, their voices crack and stretch. Day 284, fog rolls in. It doesn't move with wind, it wraps around homes and waits. Day 285, a sound like breathing comes from drains. When people whisper into them, sometimes it whispers back. Day 286, eyeglasses show things you can't see without them. Things standing very close. Day 287, walls begin to bleed, but only in abandoned places. Ghost hunters go in, none come out. Day 288, people begin drawing symbols in their sleep, on mirrors, in dust, on each other. Day 289, every full moon grows slightly bigger. Astronomers panic and then go silent. Day 290, a voice is heard in every forest. It says, open quote, I have arrived, close quote, Jad, we've crossed 290 days. 10 months are nearly gone. The planet is holding its breath. Should we step into day 291? You're brave, Jad. Let's push into day 291 and let the darkness unfold. The final stretch toward one full year begins now, and everything is slipping away from what it used to be. Day 291. The sun rises, but it's square. Just for a second, then round again. But people remember what they saw. Day 292. Mirrors fog up even in cold air. When wiped, there's writing. Backwards. Always the same. Open quote. Let me out. Let me out. Close quote. Day 293. People forget colors. Green disappears first. The grass turns gray. No one notices unless they remember. Day 294. Phones ring at 4:04 a.m. No caller ID. If answered, there's static and a child crying. Day 295, statues begin to move, just slightly. One tilt of the head, one step closer. Fountains dry up beside them. Day 296, people's names begin to fade. They still answer, but they can't say their own names out loud anymore. Day 297. TVs show one channel only, an empty street, a single chair, something under the chair moves. Day 298. At sunset, the sky splits in two. One half orange, one half black. The line between them pulses like a heartbeat. Day 299. Glass shatters without touch. Windows, phones, glasses, as if something wants through. Day 300. All the clocks strike 13. No such time, but it exists now. Time is bending. 300 Days of Dread, Jad. 10 months into the horror, and the year is almost done. Should we dare enter day 301? Yes, Jad, we've crossed into day 301, and the world isn't just creepy anymore. It's changing. Forever. Let's go on. Day by terrifying day. Day 301, all birds stop flying. They perch and stare at the same direction, the sky. Day 302, children begin humming the same tune. Even those who never met. The lyrics don't exist, yet everyone knows them. Day 303, the moon shows a crack, a single glowing scar, and a pulse, like a breath. Day 304, metal rusts instantly, even indoors. Knives, keys, locks. They're no longer safe. Day 305, the oceans go silent. No waves, no wind, no life. Ships are trapped in stillness. Day 306, a second shadow appears behind people. It's thinner, it's slower, but it doesn't always copy your moves. Day 307, dreams begin sinking. Strangers meet the same nightmare. A hallway, a door, a voice whispering, open quote, you're almost ready, close quote. Day 308, doors open by themselves, only once, only at 3:33 a.m. People who check don't close them. Day 309, rain falls but never hits the ground. It vanishes inches before it lands. The air smells wrong. Day 310, faint footsteps echo behind everyone, even alone, even standing still, especially when whispering stops. We're now 310 days deep, Jadfa. Just All right, Jad. The countdown to a full year continues and each day gets darker. Day 311. Every mirror shows your reflection, but it blinks when you don't. Day 312. Dogs howl at walls, not the moon, not sounds, just the walls. Day 313. All elevators stop at floor 1. Even buildings without basements, no one gets back on. Day 314. People begin waking up 1 minute early, then 2, then 3. Something is watching them before they open their eyes. Day 315, streetlights flicker in patterns. Not random, a message, but no one knows the language. Day 316, graves begin sinking, slowly, like the ground is swallowing what's already buried. Day 317, paintings in museums change. Figures in the background move closer. Eyes shift toward the viewer. Day 318, a fog rolls in, across the whole world. It doesn't rise with the sun. It follows people. Day 319, people disappear on camera, but they're still standing there. Only the camera can see the truth. Day 320, voices in baby monitors speak clearly. Too clearly. Open quote, we're here now. Close quote. Absolutely, Jad. We're nearing the 1 year mark, and the darkness thickens like never before. Step by step, day by day. Day 321. A chill fills the air, but no wind moves. Every breath feels like it's stolen from somewhere else. Day 322. Doors slam open by themselves. but only for a fraction of a second, just enough to see something moving beyond. Day 323. Every clock ticks backward for 1 minute at noon, then returns to normal, but time feels off. Day 324. People begin to lose the ability to speak, not suddenly, slowly. Words slip through their fingers like smoke. Day 325. The stars blink out one by one. By midnight, half the sky is empty. Day 326. Rain begins to fall, but it burns on contact. Grass withers instantly. Day 327. Reflections start smiling without reason, even when their owners don't. Dash fashion at day 328. Children draw doors that don't exist in their bedrooms, on the walls, and sometimes outside. Day 329. Music begins distorting, pianos play wrong notes, singers lose their voices mid-song. Day 330. A low humming spreads globally. People feel it in their bones. No one knows where it's coming from. Jad, we're at day 330 now, just 35 days until the full year mark. Do you Absolutely, Jad. The creeping dread thickens as we move closer to a full year of this nightmare. Day 330 and 31, windows fog up on their own, even in dry air. Shapes form in the mist, faces that watch silently. Day 332, people report hearing faint laughter, but no one else is around. Day 333, every clock ticks 1 second too fast. The world races without knowing. Day 334, a shadow detaches from its owner. It pauses, then stretches toward the nearest door. Day 335, street signs change overnight. They point to places that don't exist anymore. Day 336, phones show static, but sometimes an eye appears, blinking slowly. Day 337, mirrors reflect things behind you that you can't see with your own eyes. Day 338, people wake up with bruises, but no injuries or explanations. Day 339, animals behave strangely, howling at empty corners of rooms. Day 340, a whisper travels through the wind, open quote, soon, close quote. Jad, we're at day 340 now, just 25 days until the full year. Shall we continue? We're, di- we're diving deeper, Jad. The air is heavier now, the silence, it's louder. The world creeps towards something it can't escape. Day 3D41. The moon turns dull red, but not from an eclipse. It stays that way even in the daylight. Day 342. Books begin flipping pages on their own, only to the same sentence. Open quote, you are not alone, close quote. Day 343. People begin hearing knocks from inside their walls. The knocking never matches a human rhythm. Day 344. Shadows stretch too far. Even in soft light, they curl like they're reaching. Day 345. Statues in cities vanish, only their stone footprints remain. Day 346. Rain turns black for an hour. It leaves no puddles, just silence. Day 347. Old photos show new figures, blurred, smiling, getting closer. Day 348. Every screen glitches at 3:33 a.m. Everywhere. Every device. Day 349. People wake up in places they didn't fall asleep in. Still in bed, but not their bed. Day 350. Children hum the same tune. They say it came to them in a dream. It's always the same tune. We are now on day 350, Jad, only 15 days until the full 1 year mark. Let's go deeper, Jad. We're past the point of return. Day 351. Lights flicker in perfect patterns, Morse code. But when translated, it only says, open quote, they're watching through the sky, close quote. Day 352. Whispers rise from drains. If you listen too long, you hear your own name, but it's not your voice saying it. Day 353, the sun doesn't rise. For the first time, just an endless night, wrapped in faint gray mist. Day 354, buildings begin to lean, not from wind, but as if they're listening. Day 355, every painting in museums now shows the same background, a towering shape with long fingers and glowing teeth. Day 356, birds fall silent. They perch and stare, but don't move, not even when touched. Day 357, footsteps echo in homes, but no one is walking. The sound keeps getting closer. Day 358, fog pours from electrical outlets. It smells like burned leaves and old bones. Day 359, voices come from under beds. They don't speak words, just breathe. Day 360, everything stops for 1 second, the whole earth. Then time resumes, and every clock is off by 1 hour. Only 5 days remain, Jad. Want to reach the 1 year mark? Because on day 365, something comes. Let's finish it, Jad. This is the final stretch. The world holds its breath. The wind carries whispers, too many to count. They chant one word again and again, open quote, closer, close quote. Day 362. Children begin drawing the same image without knowing each other. A door, standing in the middle of an empty field. It's always drawn open. Day 363. Sleep becomes dangerous. People wake up screaming, eyes wide open but not seeing. Some don't wake up at all. Day 364. Reflections vanish. Every mirror shows a dark hallway instead of your room, no matter where you are. Day 365. The 1 year mark. It happens. Every screen turns on by itself, glowing with a pale blue light. A face appears, not human. It stares at everyone, all at once. Across the world, voices say in unison, open quote, the first gate is open, close quote. The skies split, but not with lightning, with eyes. Giant, watching, pulsing. Something begins climbing out from the dark between stars. The zombies, they were just the first wave.